Hello everybody, Ultimate Player on this scene here, and I've held off on making this video for a while because the feelings I've had for this video was kind of strong because it's about a loss that I've had, and I held off because I had to get all of, like that, like me. That's why I kind of just stopped posting for a bit, because I thought I could, keep going and make content, but I knew I had to make this video. I had to. If I didn't, then and I don't even care how messed up my hair is right now, because today's video is not about my hair. It's about my cousin and, of course, my Uncle Judge. I held off before even I thought of making this video, because both my Uncle Judge and one of my cousins, they passed away. One of my cousins that died, she'd always play video games and stuff with me. She'd always be there, and whenever I would call her, she'd come to my defense. She'd be there for me or whatever. And my Uncle Judge, I do know him. It's just I don't know him on a high degree, because my Uncle Judge is actually my grandma's brother. I usually am happy and full of energy. I usually am happy and I'm full of energy, whatever. I'm oh, let's play some Minecraft or something. Usually that'd be the case, but for this video, no. That is not the case for this video. As much as I would love that to be the thing that I would want to do, that is not. And usually I'd be, oh, yeah, fun, happy games. This video is not like that. This video isn't like that at all. Because it was a pretty heavy loss, and I thought I could block it out by making video game content and maybe making you guys happy. But at some point I kind of needed to get this off my chest, because otherwise I'd just be here trying to make game content and kind of be here and trying to be, I'm just otherwise I'd be here making video game content, and when I was making video game content, every Minecraft video that I've created, or even Roblox, it doesn't have to be Minecraft, every gaming video that I've created, all I could think about was my cousin. That's the one person that came up in my mind anytime I made a gameplay video. All I thought about was my cousin. she'd always be here playing video games and everything else with me. She'd be playing video games with me, keeping me entertained or whatever. And my cousin, she was one of the nicest people that she was one of the nicest people, well, in my personal opinion, most likely on the entire planet. No one was, like, when it came to a battle of kindness, I can guarantee nobody's beating her in that. Every time I was able to see her, every single time that she ever came over, every time that she ever wanted to hang out, she'd be there for me, like, and also she loved video games like I did. She loved to play video games. She'd always love to, do all this stuff. Like, at some point when I found out about Minecraft, because and CurseForge, I found out on my own. No one told me about. I don't think anyone told me about CurseForge, if I remember correctly. But CurseForge, I found it on my own, and I thought that I'd have enough time to show my cousin what it would be like to play Minecraft, except, it would be with mods, like I always do in all of my modded Minecraft videos. But instead, she passed away, and now I most likely will never have a chance to show her modded Minecraft or anything of that nature. And what's hurt me more is that I'll never be able to see my cousin again. It really hit me hard that my cousin passed away, and I don't know what to say, honestly, because I don't know what to say. Like, my cousin that I used to hang out with all the time, and now she's gone. She passed away. She's never coming back, which is beyond upsetting. It's like dying in Minecraft, except the only real difference here is that real life is always in hardcore mode. You die once, it's game over. And most people wonder why I don't play hardcore mode in Minecraft. Because of things like this. Because of things that have to do with... I just can't, bro. Like, because if I were to die in Minecraft and it was in hardcore mode, I mean, I'd be like, Minecraft and this is two completely different things. In Minecraft, I'd I'd be more angry than anything because I did all that hard work and then my world is gone. But as far as this goes, with real life, I get real upset, and I get real upset. I get more of like sad and any more than anything else. Especially if it's someone in my family. If it's someone in my family, I don't even know how to process any of this. I held off on making this video because every single time I'd be sitting here trying to make videos, trying to make you guys laugh. I mean, my videos are sometimes just glitched out, but I try my best. At least I put in my best efforts. And when my cousin died, or when I found out my cousin was dead, that's when life kind of hit me in the face. Being like, at any moment you could just be freaking, at any moment you could just disappear off the face of the earth and never be seen again. And as far as I'm concerned, people ask me, why are you so, and most people might ask me, why are you so careful when it comes to Minecraft, or when it comes to anything, honestly? I mean, in real life it's obvious, but the reason why I'm so careful in Minecraft is because it's not because I'm afraid of dying. Like, when it comes to dying in Minecraft, I don't really care, but one of the main reasons why I'm upset, why I try my best to stay calm and be careful in Minecraft, is because I kind of know how dying in Minecraft kind of feels if you have a lot of hard work and then it all gets taken away from you. That's why I'm insanely careful. That's why I always prepare before I do anything. It doesn't really matter what it is. I don't care if it's preparing to go off in outer space. I don't care if it's preparing to go to the moon. I don't care if it's preparing to fight a giant boss. Preparation is the key to everything. Or at least that's how I feel. Preparation is the key to pretty much everything. Because if it wasn't, then if it wasn't, then I'd be as reckless as everybody else. And also, reckless is not a part of me. Because, and that's when it comes to anything. It doesn't have to be Minecraft or Dragon Ball Z. It doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't have to be anything game related. It can be anything on planet Earth. I don't care what it is. I like to be prepared for it. I like to be prepared because if you go into anything unprepared, like let's say you go into a fight or you go into or you go into certain situations where you weren't prepared for it. You weren't prepared. You weren't ready for that type of situation. Or we find out years later that freaking aliens existed, and then an alien race wants to fight us, and we were never prepared for that situation. We were never like a Saiyan came to Earth and Saiyans wanted to come fight us. Like, we'd never be prepared for something like that. And I know I'm using like fictional things, but I'm talking about, but in my eyes, pretty much anything is a possibility. Doesn't matter what it is. It could start out fictional and then somehow we find out that it existed all along and freaking we never knew about it. We just saw it in like TV shows and stuff and thought it was fake. But in reality, but that's why, like, in reality, I like to be prepared about certain things. Because I think personally that being prepared is an amazing trait that you can have. If you're always prepared for something, then nothing can surprise you. It kind of speaks for itself. I don't know how else to explain it. But I definitely was not prepared to find out that my cousin was dead. I was not prepared for that, and that hit me harder than any creeper. Any creature, zombie, skeleton. That hit me harder than a punch in the face, bro. Like, if somebody were to punch me, it would not hurt anywhere near as bad as this. Because to me, someone I care about dying, like, if I had to choose one person, and I had myself included, if I had to choose one person in my family to be immortal, one person, like one, and it doesn't have to even be like any of my siblings or anything. It doesn't have to be like my sisters. It don't have to be, my brother. It doesn't have to be anybody that is close, that is like, blood related to me. It could be a cousin or an auntie or anybody in my family. Like, if I had to choose one person to be immortal, one person to be immortal out of my entire family, I'm saying this right now, I would choose anyone but me. I don't care who it is. I would choose anybody else to be immortal but me. Like, if I had to choose one person to be immortal, anyone but me. I don't. That's why I don't make my characters immortal. But they can beat, like, that's why I make my characters being able to beat immortals while also not being immortal. Because here's the thing, every character that I ever create, RK9, Ultimate, Mika, even Family Guy characters. Like, if I have the even if I have the choice to make that character immortal, like they can't die no matter what. Even if I had the choice to make that character immortal, I would purposely choose them not to be immortal, because it, like, I would make them not be able to die from certain things. Like, for example, RK9, when he was traveling the universe, one of the people that he encountered cursed him to be young for all eternity. So he can't die from age, and he'll always, be good looking or whatever. But he can't die from age. Things like that, like they can't, like my character can't die from certain things. That's one thing. And plus, RK9, he used that to his advantage, so he would be able to help people on Earth. But a character, or even a person, like, it doesn't have to be a fictional character. It could be anybody, real or fake. It really doesn't matter to me. If you have a character that is immortal, like gods and goddesses, I can understand. Like, if you made a character that is immortal, but also they were supposed to be like a god or something, they were supposed to be like a god or a goddess or something along those lines, like, that's one thing. But if you have a character that managed to somehow become immortal, and they aren't supposed to be a god, they aren't supposed to rule over anything, they're just immortal. They're just immortal. They can live forever and not die no matter what they do. If you have a character like that, or if you have that's the same thing as if a human were to somehow achieve immortality. Both the character that you create, I feel like that if both people were to exist, the character you created that somehow achieved immortality, and a human that achieved immortality, and it doesn't have to be a character, like, it could be, like, you could, and like I said, it doesn't have to be a fictional character. It can be anybody. I don't care who you are. It could be anybody on planet Earth. Real or fake makes no difference to me. I feel like that after what my grandpa kind of explained to me, being immortal would be more miserable, which, in my opinion, I feel like would be more miserable than dying. Because let's say SpongeBob is actually as powerful as people say he is. So he, erased the universe, and let's say that he was able to use Toon Force whenever he wanted, or anything of that nature, like his powers of mental state didn't matter. But let's say that SpongeBob actually believed that he could achieve immortality. And if I'm going by Toon Force rules, anything that he thinks he's able to do, he'll find a way to do it. Right? Now, those are Toon Force rules. If he achieved immortality, or if he is already quote unquote immortal, then SpongeBob, if SpongeBob kept going, let's say that it got up to the point where SpongeBob got to a point in his life where everybody around him, Mr. Krabs, Patrick, Squidward, Sandy, pretty much everybody in Bikini Bottom. Everybody in Bikini Bottom is gone but him. I feel like that if SpongeBob were to ever get into a point like that, his whole happy demeanor, everything about him would slowly start to deteriorate. Because think about it, SpongeBob, he's more of a happy and sociable character. He likes to socialize and talk to people and make friends, and well, he may not be the best at it, but he likes to talk to people and make friends and all this stuff. And I feel like that if he was immortal, and he found out that he was immortal, like he couldn't end his own life if he really wanted to, he'd be miserable. Like, that goes for any character or any person in real life. If they somehow achieved immortality, like, they can't die no matter what. They can't, like, rather if you were to use, the pew-pew weapons at them, nukes, if you were to bring out swords and cut them to pieces, they could, grab pieces of them and reassemble themselves and heal from any injury. They can take infinite amounts of damage. All this stuff. Like, no matter what you do, they were immortal. They can do anything but die. I feel like that if, like, for any character or any real person, if that was the case, they'd be eternally miserable because if a character or a real life person were to somehow achieve immortality, then you may be absolutely fine. You may be still kicking it and minding your own business and everything else. But everyone else around you, your friends, your family, people you care about, when they all die and you're the only one still alive, I don't care who you are, you'd be miserable. Like, being the only person on, like, if you were immortal and somehow you're the only person on planet Earth, like, day by day, there's the only noise that you hear is birds and maybe animals, which, if you live there for like 1,000 years or something along those lines, and because let's say you're the one last person on planet Earth, but you be around for thousands of years, like at this point you've learned how to gain speed that nobody else was even able to obtain because they couldn't live as long as you did. You'd be miserable, bruh. And I don't know if anyone would want a life like that. Like, sure, could you learn stuff that was impossible for you to learn before, like how to go light speed, how to gain new powers to breathe in space, maybe, if powers and abilities even exist. Could you learn all of that stuff? Sure. I mean, if powers exist, like you could learn like different powers on how to like breathe in space and float around, but what good is that if you're immortal? Like, even if you were in the middle of space, like, and I'm talking to immortal to the point where even if you were, like, literally in the middle of space, let's say that you were in the middle of space and and by random chance, you were, like, the one person where a magic, like, air bubble, like an invisible air bubble, just is around you and not allowing you to die. Like, you'd be miserable, bruh. Like, I'm upset that my cousin is gone, but also I wanted to talk about immortality and how much of a loss that would be, because for me, I'm a very socialized person. I like to socialize and talk and make friends, and I like to talk to people. I like to socialize and make friends and talk to people and everything else. And if I was immortal, I mean, sure, I'd have all the time in the world to make friends or whatever, but I'd lose my gosh darn mind because I'm immortal. Nobody, and plus, even if somebody were threatened to kill me, let's say that someone actually was threatening to kill me, right? And I was immortal. I was unkillable, no matter what you did. Like, I was able to take damage and get hurt, but I was unable to die. You're more like, if I was immortal, I'd be miserable. Like, if I had to choose between, being immortal and being unable to die, or being able to die and just, like, hanging out with family and friends or whatever, and spending the time I have left on Earth, I'm going with the second option. Being immortal, it sounds cool, but being immortal might be as miserable as dying. The only real difference here is that dying is, the only real difference here is that dying is dying is painful depending on how you die. Like, rather it be drowning or being stabbed to death or anything of that nature. But regardless of how you die, dying may be painful and whatever, but being immortal and living forever, I feel like would be worse, because then you get to see everyone around you die. And that would hit me harder than anything. That'd be hitting me harder than anything I could come up with. I'm sorry, I've just been ranting, and my point is my cousin is gone, and I don't know how to take it. I just been here literally upset, and the reason why I sent, and ever since my cousin died, I've had mixed emotions. On one hand, I get where most people are coming from. I really do. And, most people are like, oh, get a grip, it's fine. But Most people don't understand how it's like to lose somebody that you extremely care about. Because most people find that, like, especially if it's people from, like, you know, Scrubs Storytime or whatever that actually comment on this video, for things like that, it's extremely hard to be like, well, that person is gone. Oh well, just go back to having fun, happy games. It's hard to do that when the person you used to play games with is just gone. I don't think there's one person on the planet that could lose somebody and then go back to being like, oh, fun, happy games, ha ha ha. Nobody, I don't think, nobody in existence, I don't care who it is. I don't know if, I don't care who it is. I don't care where you came from, what your skin color is. I don't care. I don't think anybody can do that. I really don't think so. So, if I'm not posting regularly, you guys kind of know why. And I know I just started to go on a rant, but the death of this person hit me so hard that I had so much on my chest, and I thought I could just, like, you know what, I'm just going to hold on to it and just try to remove it. But, nah, I had to put this out there. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And also, I'm not going to, like, pause every single time that I do anything stupid, but smile, but because I don't have the energy for this. Whenever it comes to this topic, it's really, really hard for me to just, you know, try to act like I'm happy when in reality I'm not. I'm in no shape to be making videos right now. I don't even know why I'm making this. Other than knowing I have to get off this weight off my chest. That's the only reason that I decided to make this video. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, or I guess even if you felt sad in this video, I'm really sorry if anything I said was actually just outright painful. I really do apologize. I didn't mean to ruin anybody's day. If I did, I greatly apologize. I don't mean to. But thank you all so much for watching and hearing me rant, and also thank you all for liking and subscribing for most of my videos. Even if my videos cut out, or my voice in my videos actually cut out, I'm actually very grateful that that you know who are very grateful that you guys actually like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. It really helps me out with the algorithm and everything else. And also thank you guys for listening to me rant, because sometimes I have so much to get off my chest, and usually whenever I do these rants, it's about like character v character arguments and stuff like that, like Goku versus SpongeBob, Goku versus Superman, Goku versus somebody. But this video is kind of a realist, kind of like I kind of have to come down to earth a little bit because usually I'm in my own world and I usually mind my own business, trying to make few jokes and everything else. And for me, I still think that Goku would logically be able to beat freaking SpongeBob, but that's a story for another episode. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and also thank you guys for liking the video, and subscribing. And as always, I'll see you all in another video. Stay alive, my survivors.